Alright Guardians, this is our weekly solo player's guide to the Nightfall. If you're new to the channel, we do this every single Tuesday and Wednesday. All 3 strikes, all 3 classes. This week might be an exception because we've done Strange Terrain a lot lately, so we might just skip it because I'm kind of burnt out on that strike, to be honest. But anyways, this isn't going to be a 100,000 point completion guide, but I will kind of walk you through that. The video just won't show you. So, modifiers are Solar Singe Heavyweight. We're doing Arms Dealer on a Hunter, by the way. If you're going for 100,000 points, I would go probably still Solar, still Heavyweight. Obviously, remember you have to go at least to 100. I wish they'd make it faster than clicking that 100 times. But as far as modifiers go, I'd go probably Extinguish because it's not actually that bad of a strike. You can kind of take your time. And then maybe Momentum would be pretty decent. Yeah, probably Momentum. Attrition? Nah. Yeah, probably Extinguish and Momentum. And then as far as setup goes, we're doing stuff a lot differently than usual. We're going Thorn. If you don't have that, something close range, hand cannon, something like that. We're also going the Oxygen SR3. This is the this season's pinnacle weapon. If you don't have that, don't worry about it. I would go with something long range, maybe Borealis, or that new solar bow from Crimson Days. Maybe just something with solar burn in the. Also rocking Curtain Call. This is a year 1 like vanilla Destiny rocket launcher, so if you have it in your collections, pull it out because it actually does some serious damage now. But if you don't have that, maybe you don't want to use that. Obviously, Whisper of the Worm will do good. Sleeper Simulant will do really well. The Avalanche is also another really great one. Solar Burn. Anything with Solar Burn. Curtain Call. This week though, you'll see it does pretty awesome. And then of course we're rocking Celestial Nighthawk with the bottom tree, which grants precision damage. This gets our super back a lot faster now. It's pretty awesome. And then yeah, precision hits increase damage. But yeah, other than that, let's go ahead and just rock this guide. Alright, so as soon as you load in, just go ahead and run straight across. Now, there's 2 versions of this. One is with Fallen, the other is with not. Either way, you just want to take these guys out as quickly as possible, especially if you're going on 100,000 point completions. If you need to use some rocket ammo or some power ammo, whatever you're rocking, to take out those incinerators, make it go by quicker, go ahead and do that. But otherwise, once you get these guys done, just go ahead and scan the little computer, and then we'll move on into the next section. Also, a good grenade should also get those shields down, especially if you want to rock Void Singe and then use the Vortex grenade. That thing will take those guys out super quick. Otherwise, just kind of stay back and use what you got, and you should do just fine. Now this section, again, there's Cabal version and a Fallen version. I prefer the Cabal version a lot, but if you're going for 100,000 points, there is a lot more enemies to kill in the Fallen version. It just takes a little bit longer because of all the Void Shields. Even without match game, it seems to be a while. So I like to stay over here, kind of kill these guys over here, and then just kind of slowly make my way around. Now, one rocket, if you're using rockets, will take those things out. Or at least as far as normal completions. Probably 100,000 point completions as well. I'm not 100% sure, obviously. But yeah, just go ahead and get that cleared, and then once you have these guys kind of cleared out, you can start working on the guys in the middle. And if you have something like the oxygen, that firefly damage is going to help clear that middle section, because those adds in the middle like to kind of clump up. There are a bunch of elites down there as well as just normal health enemies, so maybe a good rocket too would also be beneficial for you there. But either way, just go ahead and kind of take him out. And remember, you can always run back up the ramp if you're low on health, especially if you got momentum on. Otherwise, just slowly take out this first batch of enemies, and then once you clear out the majority of these guys, you'll get a second spawn of fallen enemies if you get the fallen version. That's going to have an elite captain, a regular captain, and some vandals. Not too difficult, especially if you keep your distance. And then once that thing pops up, we'll go ahead and just grab the ball, and we're going to run it straight through. I would suggest holding onto your super, by the way. You'll see why here in just a second. Alright, so if you're running for 100,000 points, obviously you want to kill everything here. Just do it quickly, and be careful of this guy if you don't kill him, because if he stomps, he could knock you off. And then here again, I slam this. 100,000 points, I would go ahead and do that. Otherwise, that's not necessary. And then I like to shoot a rocket right there. And then it should take out most of them, and then you're just left with this guy. I use my super on him, and thanks to Celestial Nighthawk, we get a third of our super back, which is pretty awesome. So go ahead and just kill all these dudes if you want to. Like if you're going for 100,000 points, obviously kill them. But if you're not, you can run past all these guys. And now also, 100,000 points, make sure you shoot the Vandals before you blow them up. Because as you see, I only got credit for 1 kill there instead of the 3. I don't know why that happens, but it does. So just keep that in mind. And then 100,000 points. Obviously, you may or may not want to take the time to kill everything outside. Or you can skip everything like I do, and we'll move on into the tank section. Alright, and then once you're in here, we're going to take out this first tank first. If you have your super, just go ahead and use it. It would be quite a bit faster, actually. Just remember to hit one of the thrusters on one of the corners, not the middle. That is where you're going to get your precision damage. Or of course, do what you see me doing here, which is take them out with the power ammo. And then again, there is a Fallen and a Cabal version here. Cabal and Fallen are going to be fighting each other. Usually, I think, is how that version goes. Haven't done it in a while. Or you might just get a bunch of Fallen. I know there's probably going to be some Marauders in here. That's the invisible ones. Just be very careful. I like to just stay back here since I got some good ranged weapons to take these guys out. And then we're just going to slowly make our way in as we're clearing out the ads and as they're kind of running away. And then once it's clear enough, we're just going to go ahead and flip this switch over here so we can get the first half of this room done. This is why Borealis would be pretty good, because we could pop that super or that shield in one shot, and then we get that that damage buff, and then we just go for it again. So if you're not going to use like Sleeper or, you know, Whisper of the Worm or something like that, an exotic in a different slot, try Borealis. That might do you some good, and you could change Extinguish for match game. And then just be careful of these guys. There's going to be 2 elites. I think those guys are Centurions. Is that right? Maybe? Yes, it is. They are Centurions. So I have to just stay way back, because as you can see, they're doing void damage, but it still hurts a lot. Just be careful. But this is a pretty decent strike to kind of casually go about doing it. For the most part. And then once you kill the second guy, there shouldn't be anything left up here. So go ahead and flip the second switch. But if you get the fallen version, there's obviously going to be more fallen up here. So just keep that in mind. And then there are going to be 3 elite Incinerators over here. They're going to be spawning in after everything else. So be careful of them. They're going to be the ones that are following you. Be very careful of the tank. I would suggest holding off on your super, just so you can use it on the mini boss, green Legionnaire looking dude. But if you don't want to use that, maybe you want to use it on the tank just to get it out of the way. That's fine too. Just make sure you clear out all the ads. I would say regardless of 100,000 points or not, just because you're going to get a bunch of dogs that spawn in as soon as you kill that mini boss guy. And so I like to just kind of stand back and shoot at them. I was trying to get the Mandala or whatever the perk is called on the oxygen to kind of take them all out. Didn't work. Ended up having to use a rocket, which is, you know, kind of sucked, but whatever. We got it done, and we'll move on into the pre-final section. Alright, so once you get this door open, just go ahead and jump up here. Again, there's a Fallen and a Cabal version. We get the Cabal version, but if you're going 400,000 points, maybe you want the, nice rocket by the way, maybe you want the Fallen version. If you do, there's going to be a bunch of Fallen, including some elite servitors, so just keep that in mind. They are going to have void shields. But I would say your primary concern right now is these turrets. They go down really fast, but they'll also pump out some damage because they are doing solar damage. Unless, of course, you're rocking Void, in which case, don't worry about it as much, but worry about it a little bit. And then I just come back around here and take out all these elites. There are 2 of these guys right here in this room. There's one in the further back. And then both of these phalanxes are elites. Just keep that in mind as well. And then the boss runs away, so don't bother doing any damage to him, because that damage is just replenished once you get into the actual boss fight. So don't waste any of your power ammo or your super or anything like that on Valtark, whatever his name is. Then once you clear this section out, you can just go flip the switch and we'll be into the boss fight. It's pretty much just stand kind of back and you should be able to do it relatively easily. Alright, so once you clear out all the ads and you jump on the little platform, you are going to ascend into the boss fight arena. This is a pretty good boss fight, actually. I think it's one of my more or less favorites now that I've done it a bunch. I would hold off on your super until he's calling in the turrets, just so he's stationary and really easy to hit. And now you can also, if you got the right power weapons like Sleeper Stimulant, maybe Whisper of the Worm if you're a better shot than I am, you can actually just melt the boss right then and there. I'm not that good. So we are going to go through it a little bit, which is also good because I can show you guys how to kind of do it if you're going for that 100,000 points. So if you're going for 100,000 points, he probably didn't go straight into the shield mode, is what I call it, where you get this bonus section of spawning in ads. I would say take care of those tanks, which should give you points, Bungie. They should give you points. Just saying. Give me 50 points for killing those things. Just saying. But what you want to do is kind of stand back here and just plink away at these ads. Obviously, you want to do it a little bit faster than what I'm doing. If you're going for 100,000 points, you want to be doing this entire strike faster than how I've been doing it for 100,000 points. I've just been kind of casually walking through it. But say the boss didn't despawn into shield mode, you just continue to do damage. Take out the turrets first if you're kind of worried about it. They should be your priority if he doesn't despawn. And then just get him to go up. And then he can snipe you. He's going to be using a sniper at first. So what I like to do is kind of stand where I was before, clearing the ads before I grab this orb. And using those as cover, and then shooting up at the boss until he blossoms that shield. Now once you do have the orb, clear all the ads out. I would say regardless of 100,000 points or not, it's just going to make it a lot easier. And then once you do, before you slam it into the little platform, make sure everything is reloaded. That's just a cautionary thing. I suggest doing that every time I do the strike, which actually isn't often anymore. It's kind of weird that we get strange terrain 27,000 times in a month and not this strike hardly ever. Like, when is the last time this strike even came up? I don't remember. But everything is reloaded. Go ahead and slam the thing. Start doing damage to him. If you have a super and you're just going for completions, you can probably take him out. I didn't want to do that just because I wanted to show you guys how to kind of walk through it. He's going to spawn in some turrets. I think there's 4 in total, as well as a butt ton of dogs. So I like to just stand back here, and we're going to slowly make our way into killing these dogs and getting all of these enemies despawned. Or killed, I should say, rather. But, again, he's probably not going to be in shield mode, and if that's the case, there's usually something right here that we can stand and do damage to the boss behind. It's a great cover point, because he will still be sniping if you're going for 100,000 points. But just go ahead and clear everything out, just like before, and then grab the orb. Make sure all the dogs are dead. Shooting a rocket at that will make this bit quite a bit easier, because it is doing solar damage. And then once everything is taken out, grab the orb. You will get a spawn that contains 1 elite legionnaire, a centurion, and a couple legionnaires, and then another centurion and 2 more legionnaires that are in the far back guarding the plate that you slam the ball into. Once you get all of them dead, again, go ahead and make sure everything is loaded. Remember, he will try to shoot at you. This time he's using like a little arc shotgun thing. So just go ahead and be aware of that. And then once you're ready to go, go ahead and slam it. And if you don't do enough damage, you're going to have to run around the map. Be very careful. I like to run all the way around, kind of keep it in distance from the boss. And there are going to be scions that are sniping, as well as have those little like sidearms or auto rifles, whatever they want to call them, that they're using. So I like to take them out kind of from a distance and then slowly pluck away at the boss's health. Now in this video you're going to see me just shoot a couple rockets at him. Again, use your super if you got it. Use all your power ammo on the boss, and you should be able to get him pretty easily. So that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you think. Did it help you? Whatever. And yeah, as always, hit the like button, hit subscribe if you're new to the channel, and stay positive, be happy, be healthy, live long and prosper, and have an amazing week.
Do you feel it? The light is back. We're back. Eyes out, Guardian.